Hi, and welcome to another episode of Healthy Food, Happy You. I'm your host, Gina Lewis, and on our show, we like to show you the benefits of a well-planned, whole foods, plant-based diet. Stick around for the show. You won't want to miss it. We're going to show you how to make the most delicious, heart-healthy pizza. So if you're a comfort food type person, you're going to want to see this. Today on our show, we have guest Mark Sutton.
How you doing?
Nice to see you. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, my delightful. I love pizza.
He is a speaker, consultant, and author of The Heart Healthy Pizza. So tell us what we're going to be doing today.
Well, we're making a pizza for the busy professional. We're going to start out with a whole wheat crust. We're going to use a fat-free, low-sodium pizza sauce. We're going to sprinkle it with an 8-vegetable cut mix. Then we're going to sprinkle on some sliced mushrooms, some sliced onions, Italian seasonings, and then we're going to make one of our cheese-like sauces made out of white kidney beans or cannellini, oats, sunflower seeds, nutritional yeast, and cornstarch, and the secret ingredient, chili garlic sauce.
So this is going to taste every bit as good.
It's going to not replace cheese, but it's going to have a good velvet to custardy-like texture.
So it actually thickens up.
The sauces will thicken up on top of the pizza in the oven, whereas cheese normally melts. These sauces will thicken on top of a pizza.
Nice.
And this should take you less than 30 minutes to make, which would be less time than it takes to order a pizza.
That's true. Yeah, make it easy. So what are we going to do first?
Well, first we're going to take our pre-made dough. Now, I usually use a bread machine to make dough.
Okay.
But we're going to use gravity as our friend here. Now, I'm not going to pop this around
Gravity's not normally our friend.
Yeah.
But in this case,
it is our friend.
It is our friend.
And we're going to rotate and squeeze, a time-honored technique. See how the gravity pulls and stretches the dough down. Now, I've never tried to flop this around on my elbow like some of the professionals do.
No, but I don't think that would, would go very well for me.
Now I'm squeezing and pulling a little bit until I get a little larger disc.
And you said pre-made dough. This can be found at like a nationwide.
Oh, any health food store. You can actually get pre-made dough from your local pizzeria. They'll usually sell it to you.
I love that.
But I've seen many grocery stores carry pre-made dough now.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
And this one you said was $1?
This costs a little over $1, and you let it come to room temperature before you start to mold it.
Perfect.
Now we're going to place it on the pan.
How should we set our oven while we're getting this going?
The oven should be set for about 425 to 450 degrees, depending upon your oven. Okay. Some ovens run a little hot, some run a little cooler.
I think mine does. I usually do 425.
Now notice I'm pushing from the center out to the side.
Okay.
So I'm stretching the dough. It'll bounce back a little bit, but don't let that bother you. It's just good dough. That's the gluten in the dough.
It's very therapeutic.
Oh yeah, this is very Zen-like.
Exactly.
I like to think a lot about the spirituality of food when I cook it, and how it's connected to nature and the environment.
Agreed.
And I love the meditative process of cooking, because it is a meditation. And I know it's tough for a busy mother or a busy father with children.
I can attest, absolutely.
But you can still take time once in a while to actually enjoy the process.
Absolutely.
So see, I'm squeezing down and pushing this out. So it doesn't take that long to shape a dough.
And it is beautiful.
And this is a 12-inch pizza.
Okay.
Now some people like to roll, take a roller pin and make it very thin. I don't do that. I like just to press it into a pan. I don't use a pizza stone, although they work great for some people. And I'm going to get to the edge and try not to be too fanatical about getting it all the way to the edge. And we're pushing it out to the side, and it looks like it's done.
Looks beautiful.
So here's the base of our pizza to be.
Great. Alrighty, well we are going to wash up, get that dough off our hands really quickly, and we'll be right back. You won't want to miss the next step. We're going to be working with the tomato base, right?
Right.
See you in a bit. And we're back. We're ready to do our tomato base.
Okay, we have our whole wheat crust formed out. Our dough has been flattened and pressed into a pan. And then we're going to take a no-fat, low-sodium, pre-made pizza sauce and put it on. Normally I use my hands for this, but after all,
we are sharing
other people are going to eat this.
Exactly.
And so you put on as much sauce as you want, really. I mean, don't overdo it. Now, oftentimes, especially when tomatoes are in season, is I like to use sliced tomatoes and just put them on and sprinkle them with garlic.
Oh, yum. That sounds really good.
So there's no need necessarily to have a pizza sauce on the bottom per se.
That's true.
And
But I do like this idea too. It's pre-made, right?
Yep,
So if
pre-made.
you're in a hurry,
It's no salt,
no salt.
and it's fat-free, which makes it very healthy. So there's our pizza sauces on here right now.
Lovely.
And now we're going to take our 8 pre-cut vegetables.
I'm loving all of this pre-cut stuff.
Pre-cut, isn't that great? I would never take the time to cut up 8 vegetables like this.
Oh, nice.
So
I
now
have. It's not fun.
Now, just like we were using ground beef or ground sausage, we're using chopped vegetables. And we're going to sprinkle these on.
Now, do these get softer as you...
Yep, they do. There's even radishes in here. There's some carrots. There's cabbage, broccoli.
Mind if I give it a go, or are you
Please.
perfectionist
Go
about
ahead.
how it's placed out?
Now, I'd like to leave a little bit of spacing between the veggies. That way the sauce has a place to, has crevices in which it can go down towards the sauce.
Okay.
The topping sauce can go down. And this is my, we're both type A. We may be here,
Exactly.
we may be here laying this
It's
out
gonna
all
take a
day.
while, but it'll be a beautiful pizza.
It may take 40 minutes now, but, and so you don't want to overdo the toppings because it also gets very moist
Sure.
and could ruin the integrity of your crust. So what
I
we
have to
have
say,
here,
this would be a 15-minute pizza at home. I'm type A on this show, but at home I am, you're getting a rectangle pizza, kids.
now let me show you what we have here. See, look at all the vegetables
This
on
is
there.
beautiful. I love the colors.
Okay, why don't you do the honors of putting some mushrooms on?
Mushrooms.
Now these are not
yum.
pre-sliced onions. You can buy pre-sliced onions, but I found that they generally are too thick. And so I prefer to slice my own.
So how do you have to be very particular about the mushrooms and how you place these?
Oh, you
or-
can be. That's not bad. I'd give you about a B+ right
A B+,
now.
I want an A+. Do you do them closer together?
You've done this before.
No. Now you're just being nice.
Well, I don't like that one sticking up.
Oh, we'll have to fix that. We have an out-of-place mushroom.
That offends me visually.
Exactly. And this, but you're right. This is all about the visual, all the senses.
It's like making a mandala, like the monks do, which is a beautiful pattern for meditative purposes.
Love it.
So it's kind of a pizza mandala, if you will.
Sure. I missed a spot. You had mentioned something.
Now, you only want to use exactly 15 pieces.
You had mentioned something. You had done some videos online. Do you have a YouTube channel?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. It's Heart Healthy Pizza. And if you go to my website, which is www.hearthealthypizza.com, there's a link to my video channel. Where
Okay.
I'm starting to put up videos now of showing people how to use do different techniques in the kitchen for making pizza, as well as for making things like kale. I'm going to do one on how to chop garlic in the near future. I did one on how to prep kale too, how to prepare
Yeah,
kale.
that's very good to know.
Because actually, one of my pizza recipes has chopped kale on the bottom.
Beautiful.
And then I put sliced tomatoes on top of the kale. So
That
it kind of
sounds
cooks
so
the kale a little bit in the oven.
You're making me hungry.
And then gets
this
better.
is killing me. Okay.
Okay, so now we have, to recap, we have the whole wheat crust, pizza sauce, our mixed pre-cut vegetables, our sliced mushrooms, and now we're going to put on some sliced onions.
You had said something on your YouTube channel about every bite should have a bit of everything.
If you can do that, I mean, it's a goal. It's not necessarily something you can always do. Now,
Again, not with my kids. You get what you get, and
but I like the idea that every bite's going to have a little onion in it right now.
yeah, especially if you're having like a party or something you really want to
Now,
make it.
now, the thing about onions, how you cut your onions for a pizza does matter. If you chop it, you get a lot more moisture out of the onions. Sometimes I'll chop the mushrooms fine and use them like a meat substitute because they are chewy
Like a ground
and
beef.
there's a little bit more moisture in them.
That makes sense.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I never thought of
I'll
that.
put them on top of kale as well.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Beautiful.
And missed a bite.
Missed a bite.
There we go.
We fixed it.
Okay, so now we have whole wheat crust. We have our pizza sauce, our mixed vegetables, our sliced mushrooms, and our sliced onions. And next, we're going to make our cheese-like topping sauce.
So tell us how we're going to do this unbelievable cheese-like sauce.
Oh, this is the fun part. Why don't you hand me the white kidney beans, otherwise known as cannellini beans. This is about a cup.
Cup of cannellini beans.
These have been rinsed and drained, so we don't have too much salt in them.
Easy enough.
This is a cup of rolled oats, not instant oats. This is the old-fashioned oats that your grandma used to use. You put those in, and then we're going to put in a quarter of a cup of sunflower seeds.
Oh, that'll be delicious.
And that'll give it a nice mouth texture to it.
Sure.
We're putting in about a tablespoon and a half of nutritional yeast, which gives it kind of a B12-ish flavor.
Love that.
We're putting in 2.5 tablespoons of cornstarch. Now, some of my recipes will use flax seeds and water. Some will use something called energy, which you can get, which is a tapioca-based thickener.
So you start with the softest ingredients first, correct?
Generally, yeah. It's best for the blender. If you're using a food processor, you don't have to be worried about it. And I tend to eyeball my sriracha sauce, which does two things. It'll give the sauce a little bit of a red tint, and of course add a wonderful little chili garlic taste to it.
Oh yeah.
And that's not nearly as much as I normally use.
So you make it spicy.
And we forgot earlier to put our Italian herbs on the pizza.
Never too late.
So that's the other thing too. You don't have to do these things in a precise order.
Exactly.
Now the recipes vary. In terms of water, you need to kind of ballpark how much water you're using. The recipes usually have a range.
Okay.
This is because of different cuts, different size beans, and it's not always clear how much water you're going to need. So you're trying to get a particular pancake-like thick batter.
Pancake-like.
That you're going to be pouring.
That's a key word.
But I know it's going to take at least a cup and a little more of water.
Okay.
And
Let's
we start the blender. I'm taking the top off here so you can see the vortex that will form when we do the blending properly. That means you've got enough liquid in to start. So you see the vortex? That means you're getting a good mix, and you're not going to blow out your blender. And that's what happens when you set it too high to begin with. There you go. More water. And normally, I would taste and test where we're at. Sorry, that's mine.
Stingy. He's a stingy guest.
And so now we have our cheese-like sauce.
It looks very similar to a cheese sauce.
There are different theories on how best to put sauce on. Some like to put it on in massive gobs. I prefer a nice lattice pattern.
Beautiful.
Or circle. Now, leftover sauce is wonderful. You can use it with pasta.
Oh, yeah.
You can use it on steamed vegetables. You can use it in quesadillas. I've used it on baked potatoes before. And I've used it in stir fries. It thickens up just like the sauce does when you normally cook it. Let's go ahead and put paprika on.
Paprika?
And paprika, this is more from a standpoint of visual.
Yeah, definitely a very beautiful pizza to serve for.
And this will go in the oven at 425 to 450 degrees Fahrenheit for about 15 to 20 minutes.
15 to 20 minutes?
Okay.
Beautiful. We'll go on ahead and put it in the oven, and we'll see you back when it's done.
Gina, I've got a heart-healthy, plant-based pizza for you.
This looks so
fresh
good.
out of the oven.
Perfect.
Want a slice?
Okay, that's a serious knife. I will stand back.
There we go. There you go. You get one half, I get the other.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
It's fat-free, right?
That's fat-free.
The tomato.
There you go.
Tomato bases.
I like using a knife rather than a pizza cutter. It's just a personal preference because I worked in a pizza parlor.
Yeah.
And we were taught to cut it very quickly with a very large knife.
Magicians do their magic with pizza.
And here we go. All right.
Well, hurry up and throw your pizza in the oven. We are going to meet at the table for dinner as I interview Mark Sutton, and we'll see you back in a bit.
Hi, we're taking our pre-made whole wheat dough and we're going to shape it. And we're going to let gravity be our friend. And I'm squeezing the dough with my right hand, rotating it with my left, and I'm pulling slightly. I'm pulling out a little bit. So I'm gradually making a larger disc, if you will. Squeeze the ends, and then we're going to lay it on a lightly greased pan. And notice what I'm doing here now is I am pressing the dough out. Now, I'm going around and pressing down, and it's deceiving what I'm doing. I'm pressing with my palm down and fingers and rotating out. So I'm gradually getting the dough to the edge of the pan, and sometimes over the edge. And you want to pat it down. Now we're going to take some tomato sauce. I'm sorry, some pizza sauce. This is a no-fat, no-salt pizza sauce. And we're going to put this on top of our pizza. I like to use tomato slices a lot, especially when they're in season. Sprinkle a little garlic, a little basil on top of them. In fact, you can almost make the pizza with just that and enjoy it. Next, we're going to sprinkle on our 8 cut vegetables. And I would never take the time to cut 8 vegetables like this. This is pre-bought. It's great in a wrap. Sprinkle it on a salad, although it's kind of a salad on its own. What I like about this is it has carrots in it, which is kind of unusual for a pizza. This is kind of like a pizza mandala already, if you will, an artistic, meditative work. And cooking should be a meditation. It should be enjoyable. And lay our sliced mushrooms on. I don't like to buy my mushrooms pre-sliced because they're usually very thick. And notice the spacing. See how this is spaced out? Again, you don't want to overwhelm the pizza and block everything out. You can still see the sauce, and that's part of the goal in terms of proper laying out of the ingredients. We're taking our sliced onions, and we're placing them on the pizza. And now we're going to sprinkle on some dried Italian herbs, although fresh herbs are fantastic, but they're not in season yet. Now we're taking our cheese-like pizza sauce, which is made of white beans, oats, chili garlic sauce, nutritional yeast, and sunflower seeds. And now we're going to sprinkle this with paprika. And black pepper works well too, but we've got enough hot sauce in the topping sauce already.
For years, scientists have explored remote corners of the Earth, searching for exotic substances that might help prevent cancer. At last, man has discovered a secret place where powerful remedies can actually be found. Medical research shows that a vegetarian diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains can help prevent many types of cancer. Wherever you live, cancer prevention is as close as your grocery store. To learn more, call 866-906-WELL.
Alrighty, we are ready to eat
boy.
this delicious pizza.
Looks good to me.
And chat a bit with Mark. So tell me, Mark, what inspired you to write this book?
Well, it was the classic vegetarian whine, I miss pizza.
Yes.
And I decided 5 years into this, 5.5 years into the project, I mean before the project, I decided I wanted to write a book on vegan pizza because I missed pizza. And most of the ingredients that I'd seen to replace cheese, most of the products I've seen to replace cheese just weren't that good. They're very high fat.
Oh, yeah.
And they're very expensive. And I wanted simple recipes that would make it easy for a vegan to have a good quality pizza. And so my sauces have a velvet to custard-like texture to them. And I'm not trying to replace cheese because you really can't do that. That's not my goal.
Sure.
I wanted something cheesy, cheese-like.
Cheese-like.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, kind of get you over that craving.
Right.
But you're right. Most people that I've talked about that can't get over dairy say it's the pizza. They love their pizza too much.
It's amazing how often I hear that.
So what a brilliant idea to create an entire book on plant-based pizza.
Well, so many people told me it couldn't be done. And
Yeah.
that was one of the fun aspects of it because I like a good challenge.
Exactly.
And then to make it heart healthy, there's no added oil because I interviewed Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn, who's reversed heart disease through no oil recipes, plant-based recipes. And so I decided, okay, I'd go without oil for a while. I lost the addiction for it. And so I decided I had to make all my recipes oil-free.
That is amazing. I know a lot of us, think of those oils as heart healthy as well, the olive oils, the coconut oils. So you're saying it's better to just keep them out if you can?
There are many reasons to avoid oil. I don't consider oil real food anyway. I've never seen an oil pool in nature. It takes 40 olives to make 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and what are you getting for that? You're getting 120 to 140 calories of pure fat. And if you wanted to take advantage of the antioxidants in olive oil that people keep talking about, you'd have to drink half a cup.
Wow, that is really eye-opening. I never knew.
It surprised me, and there's a lot of us right now who have given up oil. I've been oil-free for 6 years as of February.
That is amazing.
And I don't miss it at all. Now, the first few weeks of going no oil was very difficult.
Sure, but after you get over those
After you get
weeks,
over it, it's great.
And it's not like, even if you're bored with regular pizza, this book has over 100 recipes in it.
There's 110 recipes, and 60 of them are cheese-like soft recipes made of things like barley, millet, quinoa, tofu, mixed vegetables, beans, oatmeal. And I tried to provide recipes with inexpensive, easy to obtain, and very nutritious ingredients because where I live, I couldn't get, there's no major health food store nearby, so I had to learn to get resourceful and use what was available.
I love that though. That's most of our viewers are going to have that issue where they aren't going to be able to go to all the specialty stores. Now, I noticed your foreword is by Howard Lyman.
Right.
So explain, how did you meet him and why did you choose him?
Howard Lyman is the Mad Cowboy.
Mad Cowboy.
He's famous for being sued with Oprah Winfrey by the Cattlemen's Association. He's a 4th-generation cattle rancher who's vegan. And he used to have a million-dollar cattle ranching business. And I met him at a conference, and he wanted me to do some work for him on his website. And it turned into a very long friendship. I've done his DVDs. I've worked with him on special projects. And he really encouraged me to write this book. There's actually a pizza named after him, the Mad Cowboy, which he helped me design.
Aww.
And he encouraged me. In fact, he was like the one-man thesis committee I never had in college. He just said, you've got to do it, you've got to do it. And he said he'd write the foreword, and I'm very honored that he would write the foreword.
Yeah, a 4th-generation cattle rancher, you said?
Right, who's vegan.
Who's vegan.
And he's no added oil. He's been no added oil for about 5 or 6 years, too.
That is so inspirational. I am just completely blown away. What do you say we try some of this? So I was a skeptic at first, I've got to admit, but just seeing this pizza, this is something a mom could throw into her kid's school lunchbox and get your kids to eat really healthy.
This is one of the fastest recipes in the book. Some of them, I like recipes where I cook maybe quinoa and sweet potato together.
That sounds delicious.
Okay, or I cook barley with cauliflower in one of them together. I like my recipes to be simple. It's what I want in the kitchen myself. I was working pretty hard on contracts and consulting, and farming at the time. An amateur vegetable gardener at that time, but I've been a professional organic farmer before. And I really wanted simplicity in everything that I did. I designed the book to give you all the tools you need to make literally thousands of pizzas.
Wow, that's incredible. So you also have a YouTube channel. We had mentioned it earlier.
Right. If you go to my website, www.hearthealthypizza.com, there's a link to my video channel where I'm starting to put up clips of how to make a sauce, how to shape the dough, how to cook kale, prepare and cook kale. Some of my recipes call for chopped kale on the bottom, which is really delicious on a pizza.
I bet that would be so
People
good.
wouldn't think of this too often.
Yeah, sounds
Kale's
delicious.
a superstar in terms of its nutritional profile.
Oh, wow. I bet. I mean, it's chock full of nutrition. So what do you say? Cheers to
Heart healthiness.
heart healthiness. I love it. That's a Chardonnay.
Yep.
Goes well with pizza.
Let's see what you think.
All righty.
Ladies first.
Oh, thank you so much. I am not afraid to dig in. I have been known to put away a pizza.
Got a little crunch to it because of the mixed vegetables. Again, this is a whole wheat pizza with a pre-made pizza sauce that has no fat in it, very little salt. It's got this actually has 10 vegetables, 8 chopped vegetables, mushrooms and onions, and an oat, white bean, chili garlic sauce topping.
You know, that is very cheese-like. I actually wouldn't have known that it wasn't a type of cheese.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. This is really, really good. And so flavorful. Delicious. So if you want more pizza ideas, you can go to his YouTube channel, his website, www.hearthealthypizza.com, and more scenes from the show. You can also go to our website, www.healthyfoodhappyyou.com. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much, Mark.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you for the opportunity. And I don't use a fork.
Let's get real. All right. Sounds good.